Man, bus driver here, brothers and the ladies and the haters that are most definitely watching. Yeah. So I've been sitting back watching things unfold, watching how the culture is shifting a little bit when it comes to men's minds on what's really going on in the gender wars. And what I'm finding is this: a lot of men are waking up. They're waking up to the fact that the realization is this: the women of your community, the BWs, don't like you like that. They're waking up to that fact, slowly but surely. Some of them, when it hits them, it'll be too late. Others are getting it early. Some are realizing what's going on, and they're much later in life, and they're retiring overseas, like the Philippines or to Thailand, and building homes, believe it or not, leasing land and building their retirement home overseas. But the young guys, apparently there's a new wave of young men setting up their homesteads overseas. And then of course you have the wave of men who are opting out of the dating game when it comes to the BWs. They're realizing and they're using talking points that Tommy Sotomayor used to use back in the day, meaning these particular type of women are the right hand of white supremacy, the right hand of Shea Whitey. That's his talking points. And they're starting to echo that. They're starting to say that the BWs are the greatest foot soldiers. The greatest foot soldiers in the army of racism. Brothers, even though you're starting to see a lot of women waking up to what's going on, even though a lot of brothers are coming to the realization, there's still no hope to rectify the damage, to repair the damage that has been done. There is no hope for that. You know this, right? Because there's not enough time to bend it back to where it was before. You have to understand this, because the trap is that they'll be crying on the internet. The trap is that they'll be echoing your talking points. The trap is that they'll have empathy for you, and then you'll think, oh, you know what, things are changing. No, it's not. It'll be the same broad that was in the club letting Day tap that ass just last year or last month, and now she's talking about she understands the plight of the average black man and what's going on and what he's got to deal with and how she wants to support him. But you gave the draws to Day. You gave the draws to Ray. You gave the draws to what's his name? To Homer Simpson. gave your drawers to Krusty Krabs. Why? But now you're trying to tell us you understand. You got to understand, these are the same people. So just because they put down the crack pipe doesn't mean they're not going to be smoking crack. Just because they're not doing meth no more, or they stopped last week, doesn't mean that they're off of it. You have to understand this. These will be the same people that still have the same mindset. It's still in them. Those thoughts, those habits, those dreams, those ethics, those morals or lack of. You gotta understand, these things don't just disappear overnight, brothers. No, they stick around. This is why the good book that people love to quote, the Bible, says that Moses had led his people in the desert and they were in search of the promised land. This is after, he got the 10 Commandments. And they were out there in the desert for 40 years. Why? So that the old heads would die out. That's what's going to have to happen. That's what's going to have to happen. Dealing with what we're dealing with the community. You're going to have to let them die out. Brothers, you got to understand this. And they're waking up. They're finding the book, SYSBM the book. People are doing reviews on it. Passport bros are discovering it. It's a good thing to have if you're a passport bro, because they're going to be charging you, if you're a passport bro, with all of this talking points and their fake intellectual mumble jumble. You will have some backup. That's what that SYSBM book is. Link is below. Brothers, you got to understand something. There is no saving the community. It is a sinking ship. It is the Titanic. You need to get off. Go find the Olympic. That's another boat that was like the twin of the Titanic or something. And get on that. You have to understand that the black community as we known it to be is long gone. What you got now is a bunch of ghettos, barrios, hoods, full of queens who are raising their minions of orcs to do battle at Helm's Deep. And your ass is trapped in there. And if you don't get out quick, if you don't formulate a plan, there will be no Gandalf showing up with the army of elves ready to rain down hellfire and brimstone on the orcs. Your ass gotta save yourself. And meet the other brothers that have done so too. Meet the other lone wolves and start a whole new pack of lone wolves. That's supposed to be an oxymoron, but a pack of lone wolves, yes. Let's start anew. Many brothers are doing that. Don't let them try to shame you because your boy from Fresh and Fit, Mr. Fit, or is it Fresh? The short one. I think it's supposed to be Fit. Anyways, that brother. No, Fresh. Fresh is the one that got the fit chick pregnant. Yeah, that guy. He got finessed, they say, by the Chinese Miss Asia model, whatever it is. That's what they're saying, right? Nah, he finessed himself. He didn't get finessed. He got finessed himself because that's a whole nother story I'm going to go into later. Anyways, brothers, don't let them try to knock you off your square because they like to use those one-offs. Or like the brother that got, the African brother that got stabbed up by the Instagram influencer. They always want you to answer for the one-offs, but they can't answer for the hundreds upon hundreds, the thousands upon 10,000s of cases of the BWs doing that and much worse to not only to men, but to their children. They don't like to talk about those things. They want to talk about the one-offs. That Chinese girl finessed him. But you said you guys didn't want to mess with them ratchet broads. Well, he was messing with ratchet broads, I guess. Maybe a demure, a submissive, soft-talking chick, but, you know, maybe she was ratchet. We don't know. They love to hit you with the one-offs. Stay focused, stay on your grind. Understand that you do not owe the community nothing. Don't let your Umar Johnson types fool you. You owe them nothing. Because they're going to give you nothing in return. Brothers, SYSBM, Mad Bus Driver out. Let me come back with a PS for that ass. So, you know, broads be talking about your homie from Fresh and Fit getting that Chinese girl pregnant. That chick is fine as hell, right? So, a lot of these broads are talking looking like Chewbacca. And that's all I gotta say.